Earth angel, earth angel, will you be mine? Earth angel, earth angel. Let's twerk, let's twerk, let's twerk, let's twerk, let's twerk, let's twerk. What's up, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Brittany, and we're the new tribe, and we're bringing you the new real.
I got a new real
That's
muscle.
raw and rugged.
I got a new. I ain't gonna show you that one.
That's real. That's raw. That's
Rugged! What's up, everybody? We're still trying to find our intro groove.
Yeah.
If you guys like that one,
We're still trying to find our harmony.
if you like that one, vote in the comment section below. We're gonna finally, eventually land on one.
Yeah.
Guys, it is here. It is finally here.
Yep.
So there should be a lot of you that are very happy. So it's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
A lot of you that are very happy.
Yeah, we were talking about this on our walk. I was about to say this was one of the most suggested NF songs, but then I was like, no, not necessarily suggested.
Yeah.
One of the most talked about.
Yeah, well, it's been suggested a lot too, though.
Yes.
It really has.
But it has been more talked about than
Yeah.
suggested. It's like people want to see our
Yeah,
reactions,
so
but it's not necessarily their favorite.
if you haven't read the title and figured it out yet, guys, this is NF. How could you leave us?
Yeah.
So this is that one.
Yeah.
Now, I have read a little bit of an article that said that NF was talking about this song in current time,
Right.
and they asked how he either I can't remember how it was if he would approach it now or how he felt about it now, but he said that he respects the song and he likes the song, something along that lines, but he feels like he's more mature now and would have approached it differently or something along that lines.
More emotionally mature.
Yeah. If I can find the article, guys, I'll link it in the description. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it, but I'll let you guys know. It was very interesting. We, like always, true real fashion, we do not listen to anything until it's here with you guys, so we have no idea what this is even about.
Yep.
Obviously, how could you leave us? It's pretty, I mean, somebody's leaving somebody.
Well, like I said, this has been talked about a lot in the comments. We try not to keep reading if it starts getting too deep into a song or like a clue or something, so we can authentically react ourselves and find it ourselves, because that's the fun of it all.
Absolutely.
We love you guys' help as well, and I know that's what the community is all about, is just connecting over the music, and some people can get a little excited and jump the gun a little bit, but that's okay. I'm kind of like that as well. We're just hyped. They did say that this is about his mother.
See, I never seen that either.
Yeah,
so
spoiler. It's about his
spoiler
mother.
alert. All right, guys. So before we get into any of that good old emotional stuff that NF is so truly accustomed to bringing us, we want to first thank you guys once again for all of your support.
You guys are amazing. I mean, we wouldn't be here with the numbers. We've taken some screenshots of our monthly, you know how YouTube, if you do YouTube, you know this, they do a little monthly roundup for you, and they let
like
you
a
know.
little newsletter type thing, yeah.
I think it's really neat. They let you know how many subscribers you got that month, what else is it? Minutes, watch time minutes, not hours,
all
minutes.
all kinds of cool analytics.
Yeah, and views that month.
Yeah, and you guys have literally...
Holy hell.
You guys have literally pushed us up about almost 3,000 subs last month alone. So y'all are killing it. We love you guys for that. Keep it coming.
And guys, we're still considered a new channel.
Yeah, we're pretty new, man.
Yes.
So
especially with the time that we've actually been able to put into it being a new channel. Obviously, we've done a lot more time than what we even thought we would this soon, and we're doing numbers way beyond what we thought we would do this soon. And it's because of you that we are pushing this hard, and we're going to make this a success that we can do full time.
That's gonna be that's a goal, guys. I mean, when we first started this, we thought, you know, maybe
fun hobby.
Yeah, because we've done YouTube channels before. We still do other YouTube channels that are kind of completely different.
We only do things that we're actually passionate about, though.
But
we don't just try to become passionate about
this
something.
one is one that was kind of like a no-brainer for us, and we was just like, you know, why not do it? Because we love to do this. And we love to be with each other, and like it's just one of the natural things.
Music is a constant in our lives.
Yeah, so we would be doing this, like we've said before, anyway, whether we were doing these kind of numbers or not. But the fact that you guys are, you know, connecting with us
through the music
and literally giving us so much support and love, man.
You became part of our hobby with us, and we could have never imagined that we could have this deep connectivity through the music like me and him do, and obviously we got deep on a little other levels as well. But seriously, as a community, I didn't think I would ever be connecting with other people this deeply over music that I love.
You're giving me my feels already, man. Y'all give me my feels already, guys. So if you are new here and you know this is your first video, or say you guys have watched a few of our videos but you've yet to do it, click that subscribe button, guys.
And ring the bell, because like I said, music is a constant in our lives, but we do not discriminate against any music.
No, we got all kinds of good stuff.
We literally listen to all kinds of music in our regular life, and we're definitely doing it here on the channel, because that's what this community is all about.
Absolutely.
Is people bringing new things to us as we bring new things to them, and us connecting over all of it, and just loving fucking all of it, because why not?
Absolutely, guys. We just did our very first live. It was super successful, guys. If you guys were there, thank you for coming. If not, we're going to try to do at least one a week, maybe even more from now on. It's really fun to get on there and connect with you guys. In real time.
That's why we love the premieres as well. So, and that's another reason why you need to subscribe and ring the bell, so you know when we drop the premieres as well, because we try to premiere everything and be there to talk to you in real time.
Heck to the yes.
Yes, and it's just fun. I don't even watch the videos because he edits. I don't watch them until the premiere, so I feel like I'm there with you guys. It's fun.
All right, baby, are you ready?
I'm ready!
I'm ready for this, guys. I don't know what...
I don't know why I'm so hyped.
I don't know. It's like I feel like we're going into this in such a, you know, a good mood and a good mind space.
Well, we just, like he said, did our first live, and it was hyped, and it was a Tom.
Yeah.
And it was all about truth and shit that, like, gets us, you know.
Gets us going.
Yeah, gives us, you know, a lady boner here. So, you know, this is, you know, a little different path.
We'll see.
And I'm curious. I'm intrigued, because you guys got me intrigued.
All right.
To see what the hell is going to go on here.
You ready?
Yep.
Up top.
Tissues ready? Yep.
Down low.
Yep.
Down low.
Yep.
Up top.
Yep.
Big hope! Oh, she might hit me in the face. All right, ladies and gentlemen, NF Army.
Yes.
Here we go. This is NF.
How could you leave us?
And this is a video, so here we go.
About to get deep.
How could you leave so unexpected? We waited for you, but you just left us. We needed you, I needed you. Yo, I don't know what it's like to be addicted to pills, but I do know what it's like to be a witness to kills. Mama told me she loved me, I'm thinking this isn't real. I think of you when I get a whiff of that cigarette smell, yeah. Welcome to the bottom of hell. They say pain is a prison, let me out of my cell. You say you proud of me, but you don't know me that well. Sit in my room, tears running down my face, and I yell into my pillowcases. Say you coming to get us, then call a minute later just to tell us you're not. I'm humiliated.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so
This is a dysfunctional parent.
yeah,
Clearly.
obviously, and like I said, I don't know much about NF in his personal life. I did hear, you know, that he didn't have the greatest relationship with his mom, and
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she might have overdosed on pills or something along those lines.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's obviously it's looking like that. And guys, I've been around addiction
Yep.
in my life. A lot of things you know in my life have been, you know, not so good. But I've always tried to look towards the positive in them, and
Let it teach you something.
let it teach. Yes, exactly. And though I've not been in the shoes like he said, I don't know what it's like to be addicted to pills. I don't.
But he's a witness and knows that it kills.
Right, but I do know what it's like to witness
Yep, I do
what
too.
it does to people.
I do too.
And
Such an epidemic in, these,
yeah,
in this world
absolutely,
today.
absolutely, and that goes from anything from, you know, antidepressant
Yep.
to, you know,
Food.
painkillers to
Yeah,
whatever.
to social media.
Addiction's addiction.
Yep, toxic
and
relationships.
yes, toxicity is toxicity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely feeling him on that point.
Yeah, we both grew up in dysfunctional households as well. We've talked about this before. A little different from each, but you know, basically the same, you know,
Different
kind
but
of.
same.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I did witness a lot of this in my childhood.
Yeah.
A lot of partying, a lot of not being responsible parents, and the kids having to pay for it. Luckily, I had my grandparents that were there to be my savior the majority of the time. But I'd say it to him all the time, man, like thinking back to my childhood, I don't hold any grudges, and I'm not sad. I don't need therapy for it or anything like that, thank God, because I've always said that it's made me the strong person and individual of who I am. It taught me to be different, and I'm thankful for that. But I still, like, just talking memories with him, because I share everything with him, I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised that nothing bad ever really happened to me, and that me and my brother survived.
Absolutely.
Like, it's crazy. And then the dysfunction continues as I'm an adult now with a narcissistic parent, and they want to try to turn it around now and say that you're crazy, you need therapy, that never happened.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? I was there. You were the one that was addicted to stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you can't fully remember
That's
what
very
happened
possible. It's
because
very
you were
possible.
so, you know, clouded that you weren't even aware that you had children.
Yeah. Regardless, it's one of those things to where, I mean, we're a minute into the song, and you know, just being able to relate to what we've already seen it's telling for the next 4 minutes. That's for damn sure.
NF does that the best. He
Absolutely.
really, really does.
Absolutely.
Call a minute later just to tell us you're not. I'm humiliated. I'm in a room with a parent that I don't barely know. Some lady in the corner watching us while she's taking notes. I don't get it, Mom. Don't you want to watch your babies grow? I guess pills are more important. All you have to say is no. But you won't do it, will you? You gon' keep popping till them pills kill you. I know you're gone, but I can still feel you.
Yeah.
Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us?
Wow.
I got this picture in my room and it kills me. But I don't need a picture of my mom, I need the real thing. Now a relationship is something we won't ever have. But why do I feel like I lost something that I never had? You should have been there when I graduated. Told me you love me and congratulations. Instead you left us at the window waiting. Where you at, Mom? We're too young to understand. Where you at, huh? Yeah, I know them drugs that got you held captive. I can see it in your eyes, they got your mind captured. Some say it's fun to get the high, but I am not laughing. And what you don't realize and what you're not grasping, that I was nothing but a kid who couldn't understand it. I ain't gonna say that I forgive you cause it hasn't happened. I thought that maybe I'd feel better as time passes. If you really cared for me, then where you at then?
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's
'Cause, yeah, my whole motto in life with any relationship is you know, you gotta, if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. If you're gonna say that you care for somebody, love is a verb, and I say this all the time. It is action, and it's all different types of
Yeah.
actions, and there's all different types of love, and there's all different types of ways to express it. But you have to show it through consistent action.
Absolutely.
Especially as a parent. I mean, with
Absolutely.
my kids, that bond happened the second that I held them.
Yeah.
And I could never, ever, like, imagine them being in this type of scenario. That right there, like I said, made me different from what I went through in my childhood.
And you know, I grew up without a dad. I didn't know my dad at all. My dad was actually
An alcoholic.
an alcoholic.
He died from it.
He died when I was 12. I'd only seen him one time in my entire life, and you know, I don't think that it was a detriment to my life, but knowing that addiction and hearing, you know, some of the stuff that had happened
Yeah.
and that was
How he
said
treated your
and how he
mom.
treated, you know, my mom and whatnot, I do kind of attribute that to how I turned out as an
Yes.
adult, instead of following in footsteps and going down that road, which you hear a lot
Yep.
of people, you know, that do that type of thing.
My
where,
brother
you
was
know,
more
it's
like that.
You know, instead of that, I literally took the opposite and chose to not be like that. Even though I didn't know him and was never around him, I used that as a
You use that hole in your life.
I use that
Yes.
as a kind of a fuel to, you know, fire my passion to respect women and to treat women, you know, above and beyond,
And to be a present parent.
and to be a present parent. And you know, all of my kids get that and always have got that from me, and they always will. I like her, I can't understand the thought process or any drugs or not, you know,
Yes.
how somebody could, you know, have a child and put that kind of,
You would think that that would
of-
ruin their high, like
right.
make them anxious,
You know, put that
make
kind
them
of-
sad,
of
like,
of
you know,
just
paranoid
shit
about
on
their
'em.
child. Yes.
Yes, it
Like,
just-
how do they just like blank it out completely?
I don't know.
I mean, that's because we've never been
On
deep
those
into
kind of-
addiction like
yes.
that, so I know we
That's
don't
the only thing I can
understand it. But that mindset right there would keep me from ever letting myself get into that place.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I can't picture, you know, like I've seen it firsthand, guys. You know, a kid waiting for, you know, their mom to come and pick them up, and you know, their little backpack packed, sitting by the door, and
Talking about all their promises
you
that
know,
they made
nothing,
the last
you know,
time.
then they don't show up, and then
Yep.
you know, going and crying and you know, wondering what they did wrong
Yep.
because their mom didn't show up. I've seen it firsthand.
I've seen it in my family as well.
I don't I don't understand how somebody could do that, and obviously I know a lot of you are going to say it's the drugs, and
Yeah.
you know, drugs make somebody, you know, not who
A
they are,
different person,
and,
yeah.
and I get that, but I just, maybe I've always been so headstrong.
Yep.
Or whatever. Maybe it was because I had to deal with stuff like that as a kid that I've been so headstrong as to, you know, there's not, you
It's almost
couldn't-
created an
you
armor
couldn't-
for you.
You couldn't take my kids from me. You know, no money, I would find them. No money, I'm going to pick my kid up. If I've got to walk to pick them up, you know what I mean? If
Yep.
I tell them I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there, because the last thing I could even stomach in my life is disappointing one of my
your
children.
conscience wouldn't be able to handle it,
Absolutely.
and that's how mine is well. We both had a strong conscience since we were kids, and maybe it's because of what we went through. Maybe it's because we were forced to grow up
I
a
think
lot
so.
faster
I
than
think
what
so.
a child usually does. So we're a little bit further advanced in the knowledge of, you know, what we want versus what we don't want in
I
life.
think so. You know, NF putting this song out already. I mean, you can hear, you can always hear the emotion in NF
Yes.
songs and his voice, but you can like literally hear the physical emotion in the
And
background.
he's connecting with his inner child here. like his memories,
Yeah.
his inner child, and that inner child's always there within us, and obviously his was still hurt at this time.
Oh, yeah.
And it still needed to heal. He talks about it in the song. You know, I haven't forgave you. How can I feel like I've lost somebody that I didn't even know?
Yeah.
And it's because we're wired to have a mother and a father figure, the yin and the yang, to balance out life, and then to be able to learn from them and learn how to love and be loved from
Yeah.
our parents. That's how it starts. And in our brain, literally the second your mommy holds you, there's this thing that goes on in the mom and the baby's brain that connects them, and they both have it, and then it's a bond. That's what I was saying, the bond. Some moms don't have that.
No, obviously not.
I mean, because I
don't
see
know.
this happening early on a lot.
Yeah.
Like, where they're just like, peace out, like, even with their little bitty baby. And I'm just like, that baby is so helpless
Yeah.
at the most helpless point it's ever going to be at. And you don't have that. And I know that there's postpartum depression and stuff like that, and that can cause that. But I think sometimes it's just a lot of selfishness as well.
I do too. I agree. I think a lot of it is selfishness.
Yes.
So.
Baby, I'd feel better as time passes if you really cared for me the way you acting. Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us?
That's so sad.
Our last conversation, you and I sat in the living room, talking about my music, and I brought you something to listen to. You started crying, telling me this isn't you. A couple weeks later, guess you were singing a different tune. You took them pills for the last time, didn't you? They took you from us once, I guess they came back to finish you. Crying my eyes out in the studio is difficult. Music is the only place that I can go to speak to you. It took everything inside of me not to scream at your funeral. Sitting in my chair, that person talking was pitiful. I wish you were here, mama, but every time I picture you, all I feel is pain. I hate the way I remember you. They found you on the floor. I could tell you felt hollow. Gave everything you had, plus your life to them pill bottles. You gave everything you had, plus your life to them pill bottles. Don't know if you hear me or not, but if you're still watching, why? Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us?
Man, I tell you what, dude. Like,
This video,
And the
he's
video-
really portrayed it.
yeah, he's
Very
done a
well.
really good job, man.
Yes.
The kids are killing me in this
Yes.
video. Like, I'm not a crier
I'm not either.
when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because we have dealt with so much
Yeah.
in our past,
We
and
get
I've
more
seen so
angry.
much.
We get more
I
angry. We get more
tend-
passionate.
Yes, I
and if
tend
we
to
do
get-
cry, it's because of frustration usually.
Yeah, but it's still hard.
Heartbreaking.
Yes, it's still
Yes.
hard not to get a little misty with seeing the kids. And I know that that's a video and they're actors, but NF, man, NF is
He's
such a
talking
good
true life.
such a good artist, and in any of his other songs as well, you can feel
Yep.
his feelings. You know what I mean? Like, you can hear
This is truly his therapy.
pain, in here and in here when you listen to his music, and it's just hard not to be touched. You know what I mean? And like this, I don't know, man. I can't imagine what he's going through as far as how he feels, because I've never been, like I said, in that situation. Yes, I had a similar situation, like I said, with my dad, and growing up, with other family members, with addictions,
And we both got to witness kids that were close to us
Absolutely.
that literally lived this life.
Yes.
So we know this. And I did live this as a child though
Yeah.
too. Not necessarily how far it went with the pills, but it does, like he was saying earlier, it doesn't matter if it's the pills, if it's this, if it's that. Addiction is addiction. Anything that can take you away from not just yourself and your life, but your children and I'm not going to say that just responsibilities, because it's more than that.
Yeah.
Yes, they are your responsibility, but it becomes a purpose in life. You know, and it's the most challenging job, but it's also the most rewarding job if you are present and
Yeah.
you are actually a parent.
Absolutely.
And everybody has their right to parent their own way, be their own person outside of being a parent. And we're not saying anything like that and judging anybody or anything like that, but you need to be present as a parent, and in any way you choose to parent. And, you know, every child's unique as well. So, and we're not judging, like I said, anyone or anybody's struggles or anything like that. Just try to get yourself where you need to be for yourself. If not for yourself, for your kids.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why would you leave us? How could you leave us here? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us? Sometimes I think about sometimes I think about things like, you know, when I have kids and like, you won't be there, you know, you won't be there for any of that. I'll never get to see you again. Sometimes I wish I would have just called you. I wish I would have just picked up the phone. Wish you were here. I mean, you should have been there for us. You should have been here. The pills got you right. And pills got you right. I wish you were here.
That's tough.
Yeah. That's so tough. I think that he wishes, like he said earlier, that he doesn't even know this person, and they don't know them because they were never present. The relationship wasn't there. I think what he's hoping for, what he was wishing for, was that he could have that, you know, what we're taught is that picture perfect life, what we think, you know, being, you know, in a bond with your mother and father should be with a child, in a family, and how it's supposed to be with your kids and grandkids, you know, when that comes, because it's supposed to be such a joyous time for the whole family. We have dealt with this where it is major disappointment in our lives that we do not have those experiences with extended family. It's literally just us.
Yeah.
And we've had moments where we were still connected to family that was dysfunctional, and there was a lot of faking it. But it was faking it, and you could tell, and there was a lot of bullshit going on behind the scenes, and it was causing a lot of toxicity and harm to our mental state, to our emotional state, just as it did with us growing up. And, you know, I was going to cut that off before it ever affected my children.
Absolutely.
In that type of way.
You got to.
Yes, because now that we are cut off, they try to go through outside sources to still try to get to our children. That's what I mean about addiction and toxicity. You know, I never thought that I would be able to get out of that cycle, especially with my mother. Because it's your mother, and you're told to respect her above everything else. And that, you know, they put you on this earth, and, you know, you basically owe everything to them. And I agree, you know, with some of that, but, you know, they owe you a life that is, you know, a childhood
free of your baggage.
Yes, a childhood that is free of their baggage. Yes.
Yes.
And you know,
nobody should have to deal with this
no
kind of stuff as a kid or as a grown-ass adult.
Yes, because you
know,
carry that shit
I mean,
with you.
Listening to, you know, NF, you know, you got to put this into perspective. He's in probably the best place of his life as far as professionally, and
Yep.
all, you know, he's achieved something that he probably dreamed about his whole life. He's in a record studio,
Yep.
signed and on a record deal. You know, this is what his second album.
Yep.
You know, and he's in the booth, and he's dealing with this
Yes.
that he shouldn't have had to deal with because it wasn't something that he should have had to carry.
No.
And
That nobody
that's-
should have
and
to.
Exactly, and that's what's so fucking sad about it to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not that he lost his mom necessarily. I mean, that's sad too, and it's not that he didn't have a chance.
It's
and
the trauma.
It's the fact that
It's the trauma.
yes, this man, you know, had to deal with this as a kid, as a teenager,
Yep.
as a young adult. He's
He'll
gonna
carry
have
it
to
with
deal
him.
with it as a father,
Yes.
and you know, seeing you know his kids, and we, like she said, we deal with that. Our kids don't have grandparents, really. They don't.
Yep.
You know, they do on a technical sense, but
Yeah.
they don't. They don't.
And it'll
see
bother me
that.
like around the holidays,
So-
and like when they have donuts with grandparents' day at school. You know, I'll see the note come in, and I won't even read through the whole thing. I'll literally just, you know, take it, throw it away immediately. And
Yeah.
I'm a hoarder of all my kids' papers and artwork and everything. So the fact that I just literally take it and, you know, toss it to the side, that's because I don't want to even engage in the thought process of, wow, I wish my kids could do that, because I've been there, done that. And
Yeah.
I'm tired of that, because nothing's going to change about that. We're more in the healing process
Yeah,
now. We're not
absolutely.
at this level, but we've been at this level where we were angry.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and how could you treat us like this? You know,
Absolutely.
how can you not have compassion and love, unconditional love for me, to not do these kind of things
Yeah.
in my life? Why are you bringing chaos and darkness and toxicity? Why are you trying to taint all that is good in my life?
Yeah.
The second that I had all the good in my life, him specifically, I was so excited to show my family, because we did have so much dysfunction and divorces and, you know, multiple of them and everything else, and fighting and yelling that caused a lot of my anxiety, I know, as an adult. I mean, as a kid now, and that has gone
as
into
an
my
adult now,
yes,
yeah.
and it went further into panic attacks and depression. So like I said, you carry that shit. So when I had found him, and I knew that he was the one, and I knew he was so good, I just thought that they would be so proud. And it was the complete opposite. And that's when I
They
realized,
hated me, and you know,
and vice versa, his
and-
family was the
and
same way.
I can't help but think
Yeah.
it's because I'm so goddamn good looking.
It definitely is,
But
for
you
sure.
know what
Yeah.
I mean.
But
Gotta have a little humor.
We started
so.
researching, and because I'm into psychology, human nature, astrology, all that good stuff. It's kind of my natural, you know, niche. But I came across narcissistic parents. I thought it was just narcissist as like a romantic thing in relationships. No, there can be narcissists in any relations of life. You probably know one or two in your life at one
guaranteed.
point. Like
Guaranteed.
obviously, they actually have statistics now, because they're talking about this more. Thank you, Age of Aquarius. But they said that you have at least one or two that are actually in your inner circle,
Yeah.
whether you realize it or not.
Yeah,
Every
I
person.
guarantee it.
That it is an actual epidemic, just like the drugs. Narcissism is an actual epidemic that is happening. And I think that with a drug addict, I feel like they become a little bit narcissistic.
And yeah, they do, because it's one of the biggest things of a narcissist is the self-centeredness.
Yes.
And drug addicts, you know, whether they, you know, it's the drugs or it's really
Right.
them, regardless, a big part of why they act and do what they do is the self-centeredness as to, I have to have this drug
Yes.
for me.
Yes, to
And
make me
that's-
happy.
And that's what,
Yes.
you know, like we said, is at the root of narcissists. So.
Yes. And like I said, we're not judging people's struggles. We understand that people can go through addiction and can get out of it. We did Tom's withdrawals. If you want to go back and watch that, we touch on it a little deeper there. We're not judging on that. We never would. We just want people to, you know, really strive to be the best them every single day, and to live
Absolutely.
life to the fullest every single day. And you can't do that while drugs are dulling your senses and,
or
and
any
escaping.
kind of addiction,
Yes,
as
and
far as that
escaping.
goes, so.
Exactly. And especially when it's harming others, especially somebody as innocent as our children.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So normally, guys, we would do bar of the day right here.
Yeah. We'd start getting all hype and party it up.
I'm sorry, but I don't want this to affect you guys. So we're not gonna do bar of the day. I just don't feel like this song really needs that right now. It's too personal. Yeah. But we do encourage those of you that have heard this song before. This is the first time we ever heard this, so we're still processing. We do encourage you guys to go to the comment section, leave your bar of the day, let us know what your favorite bar was and why, and why it touches you, and by any means, whether you do that or not, we encourage you to go to the comment section and speak to us about your relationship with this song and how it made you feel the first time you heard it.
Did it trigger anything within you?
Exactly. Let us know. And like we've always said before, we're here for anybody that needs that therapy, that needs that healing, just that companionship, that bro. We have a comment section and we have an email. It's officialnewtribe@gmail.com, and you guys can hit us up there.
Having these type of parents and just absent parents and neglectful parents in general, we know how lonely that can be.
Absolutely.
And we know how isolated you can feel, and because they a lot of times, especially with narcissism, they will purposely make you feel that way. So don't think that you're alone. You're not.
Absolutely.
And if you don't want to leave it in the comments, like he said, you
send
can
it
email
there.
us.
And guys, we get a lot as our channel started growing and shooting up like it has. We get a lot of comments, and we're still trying to answer comments from 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, stuff like that. So we will get to your comment regardless. We will get to your email. Just give us some time.
Every device that we have that we use on a regular basis, they update so much that it's constantly changing, and the notifications are not always the same.
We don't get a whole lot of mobile notifications for this channel, so the only time we can really dig into the comments is when we're in our studio at the computer. So either way, guys, let's shake this off as far as the negativity goes, because let's look at it as a beautiful thing, guys. With all negativity and all challenges, there is a win out of it. There is a learning, a lesson to be learned, a level to be leveled up to. Let's put it that way, guys. To
help you mature emotionally and mentally.
So with that being said, guys, we want to take this time to tell you to subscribe if you can,
and ring the bell so you know when we drop the stuff that y'all like, because we do lots of variety here.
Absolutely.
And we're all over the place.
We've got a lot more NF still to come, guys. We haven't even got to Perception, The Search. We're on Therapy Session right now.
This is number 4 on
We've
Therapy
got
Session.
one more left on the mixtape that we're going to cover next, and then Prideful, and then we're coming back to Therapy Session, and we're going to run through it like a bull and a matador. It's going to be what it's going to be.
Rock on.
We can't wait. So make sure you hit that button. That being said, and that out of the way, guys, you are important.
And you are beautiful and you are loved. Make sure you get out and do something for yourself today.
Absolutely.
Not the titles that society wants you to be, not what you think you are in your head that's negative or whatever. You get into that mirror and you tell yourself, hey, I am a badass bee, or I'm a badass dude, or whatever you have to do to tell yourself that, and get yourself out into the world and do something that you love today.
You gotta
make sure that you're living your purpose.
You gotta make every day count, guys, because as this video has shown, you never know when it's your last day on this earth. So make it count. Do what you love. Be with the ones you love as much as possible. Be happy, because life is literally too short to sit under that cloud if you don't have to.
Well, and we're a magnet too. It's the law of attraction if you want to get into technical science. Literally what you put out, you're going to get back in, and you don't want to end up in a struggle like his mother ended up in, because it was a struggle for her as well.
Absolutely.
And I know that addiction is a cycle that literally people hate and can't stand, but they can't get out of, or whatever, for whatever reasons. But if you are so negative and you continue to stay negative, you can end up in a struggle like
Absolutely,
that.
guys.
So positivity is so important. Everybody has negative moments. Just pick yourself back up, dust yourself off. You know, you can have a good cry, just get back up and keep on going.
That's right, guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and sharing this deep track with us. You know, I like everything that NF does. I like. I hate to see the pain, but I love to see the growth and the expression as an artist. So with that being said, guys, we're out of here. We will see you on the next one, and we can guarantee that the next one is going to be much happier and just as
Real. Peace, guys.
later.